So I'm a gear adventure channel. Guns are, at least for now, still core content in the Nut and Fancy project. It's safe to say that if I see a certain gun, I can somehow acquire it, loan it, purchase it. There's ways that I can get it. Now, I won't get it like really quickly like a lot of the gun tubers do because they have associations with the manufacturers. I don't. They pretty much hate me, and I like it that way. So my gun reviews come out afterward. So I use associated gun stores to get the product usually on loan, just like this Winchester Wildcat 22 rifle being reviewed right now here in the bunker. Thanks to Gunny's, the great American gun store, Western wear store. So he loaned this to me. I'll tell you at the end, would I buy it? I lead off that way, saying that I can get pretty much every gun that has come out. What gun do you think still to this day resides in my bug out kit, my BOK? Remember, I have one built for every family member, and they're assigned to that family member. What rifle do I have in there? It's not a 5.728. Nope. That's right. It's still, to this day, a Marlin Papoose. With, what are they, 25 round Pro Mags? Something like that. Maybe 20 rounders. That's right. And then I have like 2 10 rounders, maybe 2 20 rounders. And that's a substantial amount of weight to put in a man-portable bug-out kit. Here we are kicking this review off with the same philosophy of use. Bug-out kit, survival rifle, game-getting rifle. It's kind of where the focus will be for this Wildcat as well, just because it's interesting, and a lot of guys are thinking that way with this 4-pound, very lightweight Winchester Wildcat. I will jump ahead and tell you that I do not foresee putting this into my BOK. Now, there's some good things about the gun. For sure, there are some really good things about it. One is it's lightweight. However, this is not a takedown rifle. They might come out with a TD version. And if so, the short overall length would be welcome, because this is too darn long to put into any bug out kit that I would carry around. Or better said, roll around with my deer cart, because I do use a deer cart if I go long distances, and that is carrying a very capable backpack. I hope you have that same system. Go watch that series of videos. I tell you all about it there. So another good option might be the Savage Model 64F takedown. Reviewed last year. Mrs. Nut and Fancy helped me shoot that one, and that is a great little gun. It's very affordable. The downside is there are not higher capacity magazines available for that one as of yet. I haven't seen it. I've heard rumors, so maybe that changes. But so you're kind of stuck, at least as I know now, with 10 rounders with that. An advantage with a Papoose is last shot hold open, very accurate, super lightweight, lighter than this. I want to say, like, without the scope that I put on there, probably 3 pounds something. I'm going off memory. I don't really remember. I have to check, but it's light, super light. Anyways, philosophy of use for the Wildcat could be the same, because it is light enough that maybe in your system, maybe you have a backpack that has tunnels on the side of it. You could strap a Wildcat to it. And that's totally practical, totally doable. If you guys are doing that, I would say, oh, yeah, that makes sense. So a BOK rifle, perhaps. Again, it doesn't break down, so you have a longer overall length. That's an issue. Also, if you care, you don't have a threaded barrel on this. Some guys really want that threaded barrel. And to be honest, I would like it too. I would like the option to suppress the gun, especially in a without rule of law situation if I'm shooting a chipmunk or something and I don't want to be found out. It'd be nice to have a can option on it and maybe improvise something in a survival situation. This one doesn't have that. Again, maybe there's different variations they're going to come out with. It really depends on how well this sells. Recreational gun, I think that's where the focus is from the entity called Winchester now, whoever owns it, because on their homepage they show like teenage girls training with a rifle, which is all good. We should train our girls, our women, our girlfriends, our moms, our grandmas to shoot. It's a fun family activity. This would be a good option. I have a couple of reservations, however. Yeah, so a recreational gun, game-getting gun, pest gun, you betcha. Just a side-by-side gun. I don't know if you know this, but in the Wolverine, when I go out, that Savage Model 64 takedown actually rides in it. And I told you I was going to use it in that philosophy of use. It's kind of a survival rifle when I go out in the boondocks, kind of like Arapeen Trail in Utah. That's a wicked, awesome system of trails by Skyline. And if you live in Utah, you got to check it out. It's only open for a few months, but I do testing up there. It's hard to get up there, and it takes me a long time. But if I go remote, I will have a rifle with me, just like if I was a bush pilot in Alaska. Another philosophy of use. We'll call it good on that. This thing is affordable, super affordable, and I think guys do have a hard-on for its affordability, and I have been contacted in my Patreon clubhouse from dudes wanting to know my opinion of this. I'm going to expedite the release of this to help them out. Donors do kind of get what they want, as much as I can fit it into the schedule. So thanks to the donors for, doing what you do, making all this work, paying for all the decorations, gas, food, some guns, some watches. And I had a get-together recently, super quick. I want to show you some of the generosity of some of these donors. This is at Handgun Haven. Look at what these guys did. So they bought stuff, and these guys just added this amount to their totals when they bought stuff. Look at how generous. That is awesome. And I'm not looking at the amount, so all of these are awesome. I mean, people do what they can do. And you know what I use this for? Ammunition at Handgun Haven. I went up there with this credit because it was credit at the store, and I'm just going to show you this one, and then I'll show you some other gun reviews. So thanks to these guys and my Patreon members, and I just bought ammunition. So I was like, cool, I need some 9mm. I've been going through 9mm like crazy. 22 I've been going through big time. So think about being a donor. I don't have tier levels. Be a donor forever. That's what helps me out. Short time, maybe 6 months. It's better than nothing. I'm grateful for any time you can give me. Long-term donors really make the whole thing go. On we go with features, I guess, on the Winchester Wildcat. Now, I still have COVID. I'm probably going to hack up some phlegm somewhere along the way. Not in front of you. I won't do that. I'll edit it out. But if there's an abrupt edit, you'll know why. It's either a cough coming right now or something else. Features. The overall take I have on the Winchester Wildcat, other than its supreme lightweight, which I absolutely love, is it is a very plasticky rifle. I mean, everything but the barrel and the action is plastic. Do I have an issue with that? Kind of, I do. One reason is, for instance, let's look at that pick rail. So I have what is called a Field Sport red dot on there. I'll put a link below. It's a very affordable red dot, very, very recommended for its price level. This version has a 4 MOA dot, red and green. It's relatively waterproof. It's definitely bright enough to use in broad daylight, which I tested this gun in. It's awesome. It's a great 22 red dot, albeit I think the dot is too big at 4 MOA, but for a 22, who cares? But getting back to the plastic construction, the Picatinny rail is plastic. It's on a plastic receiver. The downside to that is when you're shooting in really hot conditions, as I do, and this summer, no kidding, it's been up to 105 degrees when I'm shooting. Windy as hell, big fire conditions. I was out on the KTM the other day shooting some AKs, and I was like, holy crap, dude, I got to use brass ammo. I cannot use steel ammo. I cannot risk a spark. Winds were kicking up like 20 miles an hour. That day it was like 100. But when you get temperatures like that, not so much the wind, but the temperatures, you can actually get some flex in these plastics. I learned that with several rifles I've tested. The M&P 22 AR style of rifle, it had some undulations in the receiver. I've experienced it with a Keltec SU16 series. It's a plastic Picatinny rail. It's not optimal. When you go with a 1022 or a Thompson TCR 22, you're going to be on metal, And I think you want that for consistency. Now, will it make a difference in real life? I would say for most of you guys, probably not. Because you're not going to be doing like marksmanship training with this. This is, again, probably for most of you guys a recreational gun, a training gun, not even a BOK gun. So it probably wouldn't matter. But yeah, it's an issue with me. The whole rifle is plastic. I mean, these are ambidextrous magazine release sliders right here. So you can slide that, the magazine will fall out. It is spring ejected out. There's another magazine release right here. Yeah, it's just plasticky. I mean, it seems like a BB gun really to me. It seems like a Crosman BB gun other than the barrel. I think they did a great job on the barrel, to be honest, because this is not a shrouded barrel. And by that, I mean, it's not a plastic or nylon or polymer barrel with a steel sleeve inside. This is a pure metal barrel, as far as I can tell. And I think the steel is like 4150. So it's a quality barrel. Really quality barrel. I'll look at the accuracy. You'll see. Well, I'm not going to kill it for you. We'll just see. We have a recessed crown here. That's cool. And then we get back to the formula of plastics. We have a plastic front sight that has no contrast on it. I don't like that. They should have put something on there, for crying out loud. Put fluorescent bead or something. Now, to be honest and be consistent, I really don't have an issue with plastic sights per se. I mean, M-Bus are plastic. They have some little tiny metal parts in them. I'm going to give a promotional pistol here. And when I mean promotional pistol, I mean I'm promoting it. The manufacturer didn't give this to me. Hell no. It's a Glock 48, y'all. I know. You guys like the 43X. I know. I like the longer slide. I've always said that. Super consistent. This is a great pistol. It's a single stack Glock 19, but it does have the advantage of having shield arms, 15 rounders. Those are 15, aren't they? Yep. Those are cool. And they finally, after like a year and a half, came back into stock. Pardon for the cough. Anyways, these are plastic sights. I am talking about plastic sights, and I've said many, many times I don't mind the plastic sights on the Glock. In fact, on this gun, this is my gun, my Glock 48. I'm sure it will be lost in a tragic boating accident soon enough. But while I have it, I'm going to leave these sights on it. I'm not putting on any MEPs, tridges, TFOs. No, I'm just going to go with that. So this has kind of the same thing. The nice thing is these sights are actually pretty decent. I did shoot it before I put the red dot on, and I was like, these remind me of tech sights, albeit they're plastic. I mean, even this one is fully plastic. Make sure I'm not lying to you. I am lying. No, I'm not. Yeah, that's totally polymer right there. So this is a slightly adjustable rear sight right here, plastic, and then front sight. I don't have a huge issue there, plastic. I'm kind of kidding around with that, but I am a little bit taken back by the amount of plastic in this gun. Yeah. But the sights are like tech sights, and you have a very long sight radius. There really is no need to put on an optic on this if you don't want to. If you want to maintain absolute lightweight nature of the Wildcat, don't put anything on it. That's the barrel. And then we go to the receiver. I talked about how it's plastic. They call this portion, it's not a trigger pack. They call this a lower receiver. This whole thing, I'm not going to do it here in the bunker for time. And I would probably screw it up anyhow. But you can take this whole thing out. It swings out from the bottom. And then you will see that this is actually a plunger-fired .22 rifle. I said plunger. I meant to say striker-fired .22 rifle, which is interesting. There is a big downside on that. I'm pretty sure no one else has detected it, and I will tell you as we go along here. Okay, but it is a striker-fired gun. You have a striker indicator right here extending through the top half of the plastic receiver, polymer receiver. Here's a look in the magazine well. Up to the bolt. Nice charging handle, very 1022-like. This thing used with the 10-round included magazine does have last shot hold open, which is a bonus. But if you use an aftermarket magazine, I didn't see it working so good to do with that follower. And this is very similar to the Ruger magazine. In fact, the whole gun is, since they're patent expired. Everybody's doing a version of a 1022. This is Winchester's. Here's a look at the magazine again. Translucent, easy enough to load, and it's got that red highlighted plastic on it. Here's one thing I don't like on the magazine. So on a Ruger 1022 magazine, this pin right here is made out of metal, and we see again plastic right here. So how durable, how durable? Hard to say. Well, here's a BX25 magazine. We're going to come back to this. This is exactly what I'm talking about. See that? Did Ruger put like a plastic nib on that? Retention pin on it? No, sir. They put steel. Just a thought. The trigger is actually pretty good. I like the trigger on it. I wouldn't do anything to it. I didn't research if you could replace it. Would you want to replace it on such an affordable gun? I would think not. I think most guys getting this are going to leave it exactly as it is. If you want to customize, go the 1022 route. The stock is gray in color. Again, you have a ton of red highlights on it. This is a short pick rail. You can pull this cap off and expose a section of pick rail. There is quite a bit of flex in this forend, and it is very narrow. So if you're going to put it on a bipod, you can do it. You're going to need a bipod Picatinny adapter, and you're going to put it right here. It is a free floated barrel as it is until the temperature warms up, and then you're probably going to be touching it, just holding it. The narrowness of it seems very childlike to me, and by that I mean it seems like it's meant for kids and women. So I found the forend too narrow. However, the length of pull on the stock is a 13.5 inch length, and Mrs. Nut and Fancy, who helped me shoot this, it was too long for her, and maybe I missed it, but I don't see any adjustability for it. For me, I love it. I think 13.5 LOP is perfect. It's great. Skeletonized through here. This is a standard plastic butt pad. It's not non-slip. I love the full pistol grip on this. This is good. Very narrow again. So this seems like it's meant for small hands, small frame shooters, except for the longer length of pull, which is a little bit strange. I mean, if this had like a 12.5 inch length of pull, I would be doing this review as this is a good kid's gun. Maybe. So this is your action release right here, this plastic part right here. And I'll make sure I'm telling you right. This holds your bolt, I think. Yeah, that's your bolt hold open right there, right in front of the trigger guard. And what do you know, in red plastic. Hey, Nut and Fancy, would you like it if they had like aluminum on this? Yes, it would make it more special. This is definitely a price point rifle, and it shows. But that's okay. I'm not saying that's bad if it shoots like the competition. And that's what we're going to go to right now. How did it shoot? The Winchester Wildcat. I'm going to start off with accuracy. And we talked a little bit about barrel quality. I think it has a good barrel on it, guys. That's what I'm saying. So I only shot it with red dot. I didn't scope it. It does have a polymer Picatinny rail. I will say always, in my summer testing at least, winter not so much because the polymer hardens up, I think it can incur some wandering of the scope when it gets super hot. So this is at 40 yards with a red dot. What do I say here? 20 mile an hour wind. muddy dot sight, and then I'm going to talk about those particulates. That's pretty darn good with a red dot at 40 yards when it's 20 mile an hour wind. I shot it again. And this is in the wintertime, so this is in January. I've had this gun for quite some time. This is 30 yards, red dot, same sight you saw, so it's going to be that, what's it called? Field Sport red dot. That's a great group right there. Oh, it's 20 yards, that's why. Never mind. What ammunition did I use here? Did I write? Federal was the center one, Winchester, Federal, Winchester X, a lot of Winchester there. What do you know, shooting Winchester out of a Winchester gun. I would classify the accuracy as good, really good. Not excellent, not outstanding. Had I got like a one ragged hole at 40 yards, I'd be going, whoa. Even with a red dot, that is possible, and I have done it. Heck, I've done it with iron sights. Those tech sights I've talked about, I've put those on 1022s, and I've shot, I wouldn't say one hole, but I've shot into 1-inch group at 40 yards with iron sights. Those tech sights are amazing. Look into them. They are great. And again, these are mimicking them. I did not see that level of accuracy out of the Wildcat in my shooting with a round shot. One thing I did see, and one thing that annoyed the hell out of me with this gun, getting back to its striker fired mechanism, and by the way, rear barrel access, that's part of it too, so you can actually clean the gun from the rear. They're selling that as a benefit, so you can clean that 18-inch button rifled barrel from the rear, which is good. I'm not making fun of that. Don't misunderstand. I think it's good. But a downside I found is I had a bunch of particulates from all types of ammo shot coming right into my eyeballs out of this hole. Was it a safety issue? Here goes nothing fancy with another damn recalling a gun that no one else seems to have a problem with. I don't think it needs to be recalled. What I'm going to say is just wear glasses when you shoot a Wildcat. I mean, because it got so bad, I was like, holy crap, man, I'm getting like unburned powder flakes in there, metallic particles in there. I've never shot a 22 like that at all, that's blowing shit out of the back of the receiver. I felt like I was shooting a suppressed AR-15, a DI gun, because it will do that. It will blow crap right back to you if you're not, especially if you have like a channeled gas buster charging handle. It's even worse with those. So it's just something to mention. It's not a showstopper with me, but it was very annoying. The last shot hold open with its magazine was nice. I did like it. I liked the trigger. That was fun. I thought when it was running, it was great. Why do I say when it was running? Because with this exact magazine, a Ruger BX25, granted I did coat it, but that did not change the mechanical nature of this. I had all kinds of problems. Lots and lots and lots of jams with different types of ammunition in the Wildcat. Now that shouldn't happen. Now if it was with one of those other, 25 round mags where you can adjust the feed angle on it, I could kind of understand it. But this one is simple. The BX25 from Ruger runs very well in 1022 style of rifles. And I've ran it in my TCR 22, and I will have a hiccup here and there. That's normal for a 22 rifle, but I mean, it's mostly reliable. Out of this gun, it was horrendous. It was horrendous. And I think I tried another extended magazine. I still had issues. Now, what I was not doing on that day was shooting like high impulse ammo like CCI Mini Mag because I just couldn't afford it. I had I call it promotional ammo, so it's mid-impulse ammo from Browning, I believe, that time, and that's what I was shooting. But it was, copper jacketed. It wasn't like lead. Should be fine, and it works fine in all the other 22s I shoot. That's disconcerting. With its own magazine, I still experienced here and there some jams, but it was mostly reliable. And there you go. That's shooting it. I think it's fun. But then we get to the point, would I buy a Winchester Wildcat 22? Well, I've heard, actually a donor told me this, that the Smith & Wesson owned Thompson Center TCR 22, go watch my review on that. It's a 1022 clone, better than a 1022. They're not making that anymore. So you should have bought one when I did my review. I said, dude, this is the new standard of measure in 1022 rifles, the Thompson TCR 22. I'll stick with that. It's amazing. And I bought that one I reviewed. I liked it so much. cast member. Threaded barrel, you can run it suppressed. It's super duper accurate, more accurate than this. None of the plastic stuff going on. I mean, it's got a Magpul stock, but the whole upper is like a 1022, so you're bolting your optic to aluminum or steel if you want. It's up to you. But I would say that is a superior gun to this. Why try to save money? Now, guys may be cash strapped and they go, well, I don't have a ton of money for a 1022. A22. Well, my philosophy is if you're going to own the gun for a short period of time, then sure, get something inexpensive. Don't put any money into it. Don't even put money into an optic. Use it, turn it. The thing with an inexpensive rifle like this is it's not going to have great resale because it was so inexpensive to begin with. It's not collectible. It's not special. So you're probably going to have a hard time selling it for any price that would attract you. So you're going to be stuck with it. I would get something that's more capable, cooler, more accurate, better built, has a second cool to it. This has no second cool to me at all. That's what I do. I'd go with the TCR 22, go to the secondary market. Any form of 1022, which I don't have in the bunker, but I've reviewed so many of them through the years. So many cool 1022s with different wood stocks, different features, tactical features. You can put different aftermarket stocks on them. The Magpul stocks for the 1022 are phenomenal. They are still my favorite. Well, what do you know? I was just saying my TCR has it on it. Don't forget your tactical 22s either. I don't have it in the bunker, but I still own a SIG 522. I reviewed that in 2011. That has a 25-round magazine. It's not light as this, but dang, is that thing reliable. Cough. That bolt in the SIG 522, as I recollect, slides back and forth on two stainless steel rods. It cannot twist. It cannot bind. It was very reliable and very accurate and very fun and very cool. The SIG 522. Just a thought. Just a thought. And there's some other tactical 22s that do it right. You get a 22 conversion for your AR. CMMG makes them. I have one that I purchased like 8 years ago. I still haven't done an update review on it. Maybe one day. The Marlin product is outstanding. The Marlin gun company was sold to Ruger. Ruger's slowly coming out with some Marlin guns, but they're kind of concentrating on the Old West lever actions to begin with. Savage 22s are awesome. I talked about the 64. Just a couple competitive options. So would I buy this? I'm sorry, I would not. I would not buy a Winchester Wildcat for the reasons indicated. It does not turn me on. I know it's inexpensive. I know it's lightweight, but for nothing fancy, that's not enough. Now, if you have one, you love it, don't change your mind. Keep it. Keep it. Keep it. I think it will be successful. I really do. I don't think this is going to fail. I don't think my review is going to do anything to, unseat this value 22 rifle from the public's eye. It's going to continue to sell, and it should. I think it's a good 22. But compared to the other ones in my inventory that I shoot, that give me more, more stability, more second cool, it comes in second place. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next video. Lots more to come. Lots more. See you later.